Sorry, guys, it's raining really hard, and I'm guessing that knocked us out, the connection. I know a few people were having bad connection issues, and I am so sorry about that. And we were up to 1,000 people in our live chat, and the storm was hating on us. Mm. They ain't the only one that hating on us, so I guess you're the party storm. um, Come on back in. Come on back in the chat. Let me post that link for you guys. I'm so sorry. I apologize for that. I don't think I've ever had or just completely me out or something like that. But it's raining super hard. I don't know if you guys can even hear it in my mic. But I guess StreamYard, like it just went kaput. Don't worry, the sun is back. Don't worry, guys. We are back. And I had so many people that were waiting to come up, and we were going to let them come up. I'm going to go ahead and post the link. Let's get it back up. Okay, we got 100 of our followers back in because I wanted to move on from the girls' trip. I wanted to move on from that because I'm over it. I know y'all are over it. It's done. It's over. No more of that. So let's move on. Can we all agree that we're going to move on? And you guys don't have to worry. There's going to be no more apologizing for me, okay? I just wanted to do, I was just raised to do the right thing. Even if I just, I'm a people's person. So even if I feel like, okay, you know what? If this makes you feel better, cool. But I'm not going to do it anymore because I see that I could apologize or I could say anything. And I got people sitting here saying, oh, it's not sincere. Baby, you don't even know me enough to say what I'm saying is sincere or not. You don't know me. You have nothing to judge me from other than this situation. You don't know my history, my background. You don't know my character. You don't know my morals. You know nothing about me. So for people to say, oh, it wasn't sincere, how would you know? How would you know? You don't know me. You don't know me at all, in fact. So that's mere opinions. Like, doesn't make it facts. You don't know me. I can say it with a stank ass face if I want to. That doesn't mean I'm not sincere about it. Okay? Period. Nikki, come on up. Hey,
Hello
Nikki.
there, Miss Sunny.
How are you?
I'm good.
Good.
I've been checking on you. That's me inboxing you,
I
telling
appreciate it.
you don't worry about people because they don't know you and do you and
I'm
start
done.
promoting your stuff. Even though I
Yes,
don't know you, I'll call you my internet niece and I don't care.
I
So
appreciate it.
first I want to say this is how you do your platform. Okay. This is how you come on a show, regardless of how people are putting their comments here and bots are saying this and whoever is saying that. This is how you elevate because this show is not going to last forever. So while everyone else is in the background talking about the same foolishness about a man that you were never with, what's going to happen when this show is over? So I'm very proud of you
Thank
to
you.
start promoting your business, getting on this internet streets and making your money and doing everything you're doing. So, bravo to you. Okay.
Appreciate you. Thank
Second of
you.
all, I'm so happy you're not apologizing anymore. You let
No.
her know. Auntie Nikki said you're not apologizing. No MF and more. Period. Okay. It's a wrap
Yeah, it's a wrap
because
on that.
yeah, this whole little fake storyline that came about through whomever thought it was cute. It was really, I don't know who brought this up and thought that they was going to, bring somebody back on the show. Because technically, they should be thanking you and Moses for being on there because there was no other storyline to discuss Let's just be real. Okay. I've been watching since season 1. I don't know nothing about her. I don't know anything about Kimmy. I don't know anything about Maurice. I don't know anything about the other Scots. We have no idea of what's going on in their livelihood because the only thing they talk about is Martell and Mel. So I have to say that
Yeah,
part.
I
Yeah.
appreciate
So
that. They definitely talked about it a lot this season.
yeah, because that is just it's beyond me for it to be on since what 2019, and it's like
You
I
still
don't
don't know the
even
people
know
that's on the
what
show.
grocery store. Do you go to the grocery store? Do you cook? Do you do whatever? Do you like? I don't know anything. It's like
Mm,
why is Martell and Mel your complete storyline? Then you have a problem with her because she really is having her reality out there and she knows how to elevate her platform, which is this is what she brought you on the show to do, to
yeah,
have something going on in your life after this fake life that you putting out there goes away, you know. So I just wanted to
yeah.
come and say I'm proud of you. I'm glad
Thank
that
you.
you are handling your business. You tell
Thank you.
Moses when he gets his behind home, he better be don't do nothing else. Okay? He
Yeah,
nothing. Tell him I said nothing else. Damn
it's
it.
over with. Well, thank you so much, Nikki. I appreciate you.
Welcome. And God bless you all and everyone that's watching. And hi, Shandrika, girl. I loved you on the show too, girl. Over there with Candy. That was my girl. She had me cracking up every time. All right. Good night, you guys.
Thank you. Okay, we got Shine. She's coming back. I know we're having some issues. It's like storming in multiple places right now. Like, oh my God. But yeah, you guys, I just thought it was I'm a person of integrity. So again, I felt the need to just reiterate, hey, I see someone crying, someone saying I did such a terrible thing to them. I can be big enough to apologize. Whether that's received or said, that's not my problem. I did what I felt I needed to do as a grown woman and what I would want somebody else, the grace that I would want someone to give me. I gave that grace. Whether it's going to be given back, that's not my problem. I just give what I feel the need to give, but I'm not giving it no more. So y'all ain't got to worry about it. Hey. Oh,
Hi, Sunny. Can you hear me?
yes, I can, love.
All right, I got a question.
Yes, ma'am.
So, in the scene where Mel switched y'all seats, why did you sit next to Destiny? Was that a setup?
Oh no, that naturally happened because everybody kind of just filed in and sat, and so the only
Right.
seat next to her, and like
Oh,
sat there, like I'm cool, like I'm good, but
right, right.
her face was
You're
like,
grown.
and so I just sat there, ate my dinner, and talked and chatted with everybody, and like no problem. But Mel kind of saw the energy and how
Hmm.
she was reacting to that. It wasn't done on purpose. It actually wasn't. It just kind of happened because everybody just. I was like one of the last people in the line, so But I'm glad I had
Got
a
it.
good anyway.
Got it. I go to St. Thomas a lot. What's your favorite beach?
I don't know enough of the beaches to know which one is my
Oh, okay.
favorite. Um, But so yeah, we went to one though. It's like off, so it's away from the resorts, and it's kind of like where they do a lot of. The water was a little bit more clear. I know it's a popular one where people kind of like go to. It's like a little small beachfront where the water's pretty clear. You may know the name. I ain't gonna even lie
Did
to
they
you.
have the aquarium there or no?
The aquarium was down the way, so it was like right in that same vicinity. Yeah.
Okay, so that's Koki Beach where the aquarium is. You probably
Okay.
went to Linquist Beach. But that's the only question I had because I was like, why she sit next to Destiny? But okay, good
It wasn't.
enough.
It wasn't on purpose. I'm
Oh,
glad we
and
knew.
Chandrika,
Hey,
I watched Candy in the Gang, okay? And like it was a while ago, and really the only person I remember is you. So great
thank you.
job. Oh, and I got a question for both of y'all. Maybe both of y'all can answer.
Mhm.
When scenes are set up, do you feel like they're contrived?
I'm gonna let you answer first.
Oh, I like those faces.
I mean, it all depends on the scene. It all depends on it. Sometimes it could be, we can expect it to happen. We know what's going to be talking about. You know what it is, or you just, yeah, that's tough, Sonny. What you think? That what your scene was a little, I don't know.
Child, listen.
Say nothing. You gotta look for it from both aspects. You gotta look from the producer side, and you gotta look at
Yeah.
it from the cast member side. So the fact that you've been on both,
Yeah.
you know the answer more than I know the answer.
Well, you know what? I will say a lot of the scenes that I was in, I wasn't really, so there was some producing going on, but not really. Um, because I felt like they were just like, okay, let's see how this goes. You know what I'm saying? With certain instances, they was like, let's just see how this goes. Um, but there was time when they, there was a little producing going on, but not. I will say for me, it wasn't as much because a lot of times when someone's new on the show, they kind of try to see what they're going to do naturally sometimes. I mean, of course, it's still a show, so there's going to be some moments that wouldn't happen naturally. But yeah, we didn't have. I wasn't overly produced. Mm-mm.
Okay, one more question. One more. How did you feel seeing?
Yes, ma'am.
Well, no, I'm going to say how you feel. What do you think about that scene where Destiny hugs Mel and say, "I'm sorry, I love you"? Do you think it was a moment or do you think it was genuine?
Definitely a moment.
Hello, I agree.
That was a moment.
You know what? Listen, and y'all might not like my answer, but and this is serious. I'm super serious when I say it because I was sitting there puzzled. A lot of times you see my face, I'm trying to see what's really going on. I'm trying to see if it's a moment or is it reality. I honestly think that there was some bipolar moments that were
Ooh.
real.
Hmm.
Bipolar moments because I
Mm.
feel like on one hand she does miss and want to be Mel's friend again. But then I guess when she snaps out of it, she goes into the confessional and she's like giving a totally different energy. But when I was there in that moment, well, I would say off camera, she was doing the most ass kissing I've seen since like school, grade school, high school.
Wow.
I was really like, what? I was confused. And this was off camera. So I was like, oh, I honestly thought maybe they're gonna be friends again because the way it was going in the moment, it was very much ass kissing. It was very much fighting for the seats to sit next to her. It was very much running behind her the whole time off camera. So I was just like, I was confused because I remember when I was a producer and she was like, I can't stand her. She ain't shit. She's such a fake friend. So I was just sitting there like, this the same girl you tried to, that you said, but then I've never done that. I've never been that girl. So it
Yeah.
was really throwing me off because I was like, wait, she's serious because there's no cameras rolling right now. So you would have no need to kiss up behind somebody's butt and try to be all.
And that's where those off the camera moments need to be recorded. But they
Y'all would have
pick
I
been
and
agree.
showed
choose.
off.
They
I'm
pick and
telling you.
choose. That's just not fair because it's like, that would have been a moment for us to see as viewers and then you can add those little flashbacks of, the confessional, you saying this or this how you feel. But then, those little sneaky little camera moments, you just was over there.
Yeah, those moments with the debunked her confessionals.
Yes.
Anyway,
Oh my
thank you,
God.
Sunny, for letting me up. I appreciate it. Take care. Thanks, Chandrika.
Thank you, love.
Bye.
Bye-bye. Yeah, off camera was giving weird as hell. She said it was giving weird on the confessional. You were giving weird because you were running up behind Mel like a damn, y'all heard me say it in my confession, like a damn wet puppy. Like, oh, pick me up, pet me, please. And I'm like, damn, this is weird. Like I don't roll like that. I don't roll like that. It was giving too much, giving way too much.
Yep.
Um,
Hey,
who we
Sunny.
got up
Hey,
next?
Frederica.
Hey.
How are y'all doing this evening?
Blessed.
Doing good besides the storm.
Well, stay safe in that storm. I just wanted to say, Sunny, I'm so proud of
Yeah.
you because I know
Thank
where your mind was going and you wanted to knock Dusty in the throat because I wanted to knock her in the throat for you because she kept acting like you did her wrong and you didn't do her wrong. You don't owe that woman nothing. You owe
You know
her
what kills
nothing.
me? This is what kills me about women. Like that. They will give the other woman all the smoke in the world and have the most grace for the man who did the dirt. I mean, let's be
Exactly.
clear. I wasn't sleeping with you. I wasn't in a committed relationship with you. I didn't know you all these years. But she has grace when it comes to him. And oh, I still care about him. And I'm like, but you
That's
hate
because
me
she
so
thought she
much.
was gonna be picked. She thought she was gonna be chosen after all them years waiting in the wings. No, he saw. I'm gonna tell you why I see this. He saw in her what he did not want. She wanted somebody to take care of her. He was looking for a helpmate. He was looking for somebody that wanted the same goals in life. Dusty don't want to do nothing. Y'all about y'all business and y'all about building your family. Dusty ain't want to do none of that. That's why she got hoodwinked and got herself wrapped up in him, LeBaric, and whoever else she got herself mixed up in. But she's
You ain't
only
lying.
running around here picking with you to get back at Moses, and she's picking with Mel to help Martell. That's all it is.
Facts.
That's
Well,
all it is.
thank you so much. I agree with you. I agree. I think it. You have to be equally yoked, and it's no shade, but being equally yoked is definitely the goal. And like Moses said in his interview, it wasn't given. It
Yeah,
wasn't given that, and so he said, "I gave her a chance," and it wasn't that. So thank you so much for coming on.
you're welcome. You have a good night, ladies.
You too.
Bye.
Bye bye.
And here's the thing, like she's supposed to be dating, and I hate to make this about a person, but it just is what it is. She was supposed to be dating this whole time. She was supposed to be dating Nell's son, Lance, and it's like focus on the new boo. Like focus on building that thing up and making that thing work.
You can't when you're unhappy with what you're living in. It's not possible. This thing is been acting up. That's so crazy. And then I get kicked out of it. I don't know what's happening. There's a chat in the comments. Am I still on here? Is this me by myself? Where'd she go? See y'all. I don't be knowing. I don't be knowing how to work this stuff. Mm. They just be coming for my
Y'all
girls.
heard
Honey.
me?
They need. Oh, there you go.
I'm so sorry, guys. This storm is like really doing its thing.
We're stressing like where what I'm supposed to do.
You holding it down. Oh, we got Shay Renee on the line. You know what? Ask Shay Renee. Actually, most really always, he always asks that I watch your videos and stuff. Can you hear?
Going in, your thing is going in and out. I can see you, but you're frozen. I don't know if you can see or hear me, but we can't hear nothing. We can't see you. We can't hear you. Y'all, it's just me. It's just little me. If you want to learn how to swim, go to H2O swimdynamics.org. I'm gonna teach you. I'm a traveling swim instructor. I don't know where my girl Sunny at, but I love the show. I love it. I love her attitude. I love the energy that she gives. Oh, there she
Listen,
go.
I know y'all gonna so bad tomorrow. Listen, don't blame it on me. I don't know what.
Yeah, because I feel
Shay,
like it's gonna kick you out again.
it kicks me out again. I'm gonna join from my phone. Shay Renee, let me unmute you.
Hey, Sunny, how are
Right.
you?
I'm good. How about yourself? Did you hear what I said about Moses liking you?
Oh, he does. That is awesome. I appreciate that.
Yeah.
Well, probably because I always be like, y'all better leave Sunny alone. She my Cancer sister. Like Cancers are real people. Like y'all better leave us alone.
That's right. What's going on
But
with you though?
I just wanted to ask you because you had clicked out. I really want to know, what is the loyalty that everyone has to Destiny? Because, for me, and you talk about this all the time, which I truly appreciate, where all of them were so-called friends. Mel has helped them through business, through everything, through connections, relationships. We haven't seen anybody come to her on the show and say, oh, we're sorry for what happened with you and your marriage. We're sorry that Martell is doing all these things to try to take your children, blah, 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 etc. But now
Mhm.
everybody is backing up Destiny, who seems to have done absolutely nothing for anybody but leeches. So what's the loyalty? Where is it coming from?
I'm still trying to put my finger on it, but you know how it is. I feel like, you know how sometimes people tend to link up when they have a disliking for the same person, and then they
Mhm.
find that common ground because that's like the thing that they have in common. And so from that, it's like a friendship kind of forms because now we have something in common. You don't rock with, I don't rock with either, but you kind of cool. Yeah, we cool. We don't. I really feel like it's a little bit of that going on. And he's
Mm.
I don't feel like there's no loyalty at all.
Yeah, I don't either.
I don't think there's no loyalty. I think they throw around these words, and it's not that. It's not given.
Well, Chandrika, let me ask you real quick, girl, before Sunny come back. Is Candy in the game coming back?
Girl, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. Probably not.
Oh no, we need to talk. Who do we need to talk to?
I don't know, girl. When you talk to them, let them know I'm ready.
we need we need a season two. Like, I think that's just rude how they ended it.
We need more shows where it shows real life situations and real life drama, and it's not forced and nobody's fighting or waiting for a moment to happen. Everything that you've seen on Candy and the Gang, everything was natural. That was my personality. Nothing was scripted out. Nobody told me to say anything. We just need more shows like that.
Mm,
But
makes sense. Are you still at the restaurant?
no.
No.
Mm-mm.
Oh,
I
well,
left.
girl, you big time now. I guess you know.
Oh yeah, I mean, something like that, but not really. But no, I still go back there to eat, to say hi, but none of us work there anymore. So
I got you.
it was cute while it lasted.
Hey, Sunny.
Hey,
Oh,
Sunny, you back? Hey,
this is just ghetto. What is going on, child? I'm over.
looking for you, girl.
It.
You froze again. Hold on.
The chat says I have background noise, so I'm gonna try to drop down. Apparently there's an echo. I don't want to mess up y'all sound, so I'll try to come back up later if I can. But it was nice to talk to you. And
Nice talking to you
listen,
as
my
well.
fingers are crossed for the season two, ma'am. We need that.
I talk to Ty and them all the time. I tell them I'm ready. Whenever they want me to come back to the restaurant, I'll come back. But
Listen, come on back, come on back. All right, well, good luck to you.
Thank you so much.
All right, bye-bye.
Bye. That's funny. Sunny. These people is crazy. Oh, it's me again. Hey y'all. Go ahead. Go shop Shades by Drika. I don't really be talking too much, but I sell sunglasses, I do shades, I ain't gonna tell y'all the little stuff I do. But I make wigs, I color them. I just be doing a little bit of everything. Hey girl, she back. I don't even know what to say when you disappear. I just start talking.
The ghetto. And you know what? I pay my bill, y'all, so don't think it's that. Okay, it's the storm, literally. But you
Gonna be
know what?
like,
To piggyback off of Shay Renee, I'm not trying to sound shady. And what I don't want people to think is that I'm just team Mel because everybody's not team me. No, that's not the case. The case is I'm just seeing shit for what it is. and trying to make sense of it. Because even when I was a producer, I used to ask them, okay, what happened? Why y'all ain't cool no more? It never made sense to me. It was like the dumbest stuff that would kind of just grow. It's like they say sometimes I feel like they apologize, but then maybe they really don't. And it's not that I dislike the other ladies, you know what I'm saying? It's just that as far as them linking up and becoming friends, I don't know if it was just a genuine link up. You know what I'm saying? I really feel like it was the common ground, especially with Destiny and the people that she's connected with. Cause I feel like it's like, yeah, they like me. I'm cool. I'm the fun one. I'm this, I'm that. And it's really like,
it's more of a validation thing. Like people
yeah,
like why? I don't know. I still feel like the friend word is used way too loosely. And it's like, y'all are not friends. Y'all not friends. Like there's
and that's the real part. And that, you know, everybody was on me. She was your friend. I'm like, damn, y'all just gonna put a friend on me?
that was not a friend. That's the moments we be talking about. You know, we be saying they be wanting that moment.
Yeah. And they was like,
we
she
were
kicked it with her
friends.
outside of work. Well, I kicked it with most of y'all outside of work. Once, maybe twice. So we're not friends, are we? And that was the thing that was killing me. They kept saying they kicked it outside of work. When? We kicked it, and it wasn't even kick, it was work. I had her and Mel perform, you know, at the show. All of them was there, except for the Scotts. And then it was one other time, a birthday dinner when I first started producing her. That was it. And it was all while I was working. They made it, y'all, they hung out outside of work. Y'all really just regurgitating anything this girl say. When that shit ain't even true. Like,
And
what?
then it gives you that because I feel like you're the type of person like you're not going to keep explaining or defending the situation. It's like, okay, y'all think we was friends, by all means, whatever. At this point, I'm not gonna keep going back and forth. My real friends know who my friends are, and they know that that's not my friend.
Facts. And that's one thing that I had. My friend, one of my best friends came on live one time, or I was filming something, and she was like, I'm your best friend, and I never even knew anything about this person. And we literally talk every day. So me and my real friends talk all the time.
Yeah.
And even if we don't, it's good too. But we just talk because we're like family. You know what I'm saying? It's just like that's what it is. But yeah, because and the only reason why I kept emphasizing she wasn't my friend, because I'm like, for my friends, I'm going to bat, to war, to whatever with you. I'm the
Right.
type of friend, they'll tell you, my friends, I'll call a friend right now, I'm pulling up with the hoodie on.
What you want to do? Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like
I'm
you really,
taking you to
we know
lunch.
our
Like,
friends.
I pour
Yes,
into my friends. Like, I
your
really do.
family know, especially if that's your best friend. Like my family knows. My brother know. My mom know. My cousins know. They like, oh, that's her best friend. Like she goes
It ain't no
everywhere. I go
confusing.
with them. Yeah.
And all
If
my
that
friends
lady is
know who
not
my
your
friends
friend,
are. All my friends know who my friends are because I am the type of person where I bring all my friends around each other.
right?
Like, I like moments like that, you know what I'm saying, where I'll bring all my friends will know who each other are. They don't have to necessarily be friends. But they will all know each other because that's just the type of friend I am. I'm bringing my girl. Okay, can she come? Cool. So yeah, girl, I'm just like, but let's move on.
You do a friends trip, you know it's gonna be a vibe. It's gonna be a time. It ain't gonna be no arguing. Ain't nobody gonna be complaining. Everybody know that this is once in a lifetime. Everybody's getting away from their normal life. That was a moment for y'all to really enjoy that and just leave what was happening in the state. Like you didn't need to bring that. Like let's enjoy what's happening right now. Let's live through it. Let's enjoy this vibe, this
Let's
fresh
be mature
air.
women. Like, we don't have to. It's giving bitter black woman.
Yeah.
It's giving, and I understand that statement now. I used to get offended when people like mad black woman. I used to get offended.
No, you see, when you're not that and you have that level of maturity, it's
Yeah.
just like I don't feel like stooping to that. I'm not gonna complain. I'm not gonna agree to this. I'm not gonna argue with you. You got to grow up sometime, and that's crazy. You see it in hand right next to you.
And you know what? The thing is too, like, I want to move on from the girls and the girls trip because the guys had some really interesting scenes. Then we also had for the episode, we had the Trish and Ken saga of the new boyfriend meeting up with the ex-husband and the exchange of the conversation there. Now normally I don't really get off into people's business because I don't care enough. I really don't give a damn. However, it's a recap of the episode, so we'll talk about a little bit about it since they showed it on national TV.
Yeah.
I really don't care either which way about their situation because I don't know them personally, and so that's my true opinion. I really don't give a damn. However, that's a really sticky one when you have a current still husband with a new boyfriend sitting down at the same table. I really feel like that conversation probably should have been had with well, I understand why Trish may have had him come, but I don't know if that was really his place to come. But if they hadn't had any real prior engagements before then, he is around dude's kids, you know what I'm saying? And so it was just odd though.
I watched it and kind of was like, oh. I was a little confused because I felt like in that moment when you look at stuff, because you said she's not divorced, right?
She wasn't divorced at that moment. He had just at that table, he had given the papers. What's up, Eastwood? That's my boy, Eastwood Henderson out of Atlanta. Thank you for the super chat. And yes, when we have our official wedding, well, we had a little wedding. When we have our anniversary wedding or vow renewal, you will be invited. But no, so they are still technically married, or they were at that moment. They were married still.
Yeah, I don't feel like as however long they was married and whatever they had going on, I feel like certain things should still be done respectfully between both parties in a relationship, because everybody know when you're married, you're engaged in your relationship, it's between y'all two. And I felt like that was, I don't want to say childish, but it was just like that wasn't necessary for him to be there and then it to turn into that. Like, I don't know. I just feel like, not saying certain moments could be shot off camera, but the way it was set up, I didn't like that. I didn't like how it was set up. I don't think he should have been there. I don't think that was, I think that was pointless.
Yeah, I mean, I think that they probably should have had that conversation in real time before the cameras. Like if this man was living in the house with the kids, I think when kids are involved, things become very complicated. You know what I'm saying? Little girls, little boys, whatever. I think it's really complicated when you have, a third party around your children. And I think even to jump off into that, me personally, the type of woman I am, if that was the case, I would have had that situation. They would have had to meet each other off the rip, especially if you're living in my home with his children. Out of respect, I would have made sure that they had a conversation. I would have probably introduced them like, hey, this is my new man. He's living in the home. It wouldn't have been no surprise to you.
And I think it still is about healing too. I think some people are so quick to just maybe find a replacement or find someone that can fill the void or the missing person that they just lost or whatever they're going through. I just feel like sometimes you need time to heal for yourself and not be so in a rush to be like, hey, meet him, this is my cousin, this is, and then bringing them around. I think that even if the conversation wasn't had or wasn't however it went down, I just feel like how precious kids are, that's not for everyone. And if we're not getting married or we're not to that level and we're just dating, I don't think that you should be meeting the kids anyway, let alone getting to that point. But I just feel like the relationship between the husband and wife should have been discussed. Hey, we're going to be dating and this is why I want you to date, kind of be cordial about it or something. But I just feel like everybody needs healing. They all.
Yeah, that whole group definitely needs some healing. I mean, but to be fair, dude did leave his wife, and so like Marcel said, unfortunately, when you decide to leave your wife, you also kind of separate yourself out of the home from being with your children. So for every decision there's repercussions. There's for every action there's a reaction. So hers was to move on with or without being divorced, and it is what it is. Enough about them, because I don't know them enough to be talking about their mess. I got enough of my own. I got enough of my own. But Denise has a good question. She says, how do my real friends feel about? So my real friends, they be wanting to smack folks. They be mad. They like, because they know me. I'm a ride or die type of friend, and I go over and beyond for my friends, and they know that. And so when they see people speaking on me in such a way that don't know me, they get pissed.
Yeah.
They get pissed. And that's why when Tisha was coming hard at me, I was giving grace to the fact of, if you really feel like old girl is your friend, then I understand. Because my friends would have given
But
you
that's
all
not
the
your
smoke.
friend. It's not your friend.
But let her tell it. I do feel like at this point they have grown a friendship. Now, whether that friendship was based on them, the common ground of them having a thing with Mel or whatever, I'm not sure. But I do feel like now that they do consider themselves friends, whatever their definition of friend is, they feel like they are each other's friends. So I can't say that they're not friends based on how they feel, just in my opinion. Everything is a legend in my opinion, as y'all see running across the screen. But I just feel like at this point, they're hanging out outside camera. So, it is what it is. Sunny, did you see that pic of Ken took with Trish's daughter? Super inappropriate. I did not see that picture. And I'm not going to speak on that because I did not see it. That's them people's kids, their life. If they want to do what they want to do and accept it, hey, it's not my place. But do y'all feel like, how do y'all feel? Do y'all think that these people, do y'all think they friends? I think they might answer that. Y'all think they friends?
How long have you been friends with your friends?
20 years.
Well,
I don't have a lot of new friends where it's like, oh, you've been my friend for like a year.
Yeah, we don't. It's that's what I'm trying to understand, because I'm like, friendships are built from the ground up. You don't make a friend overnight in the course of an episode, a season. That's not my friend. Like, they really need to. No, yeah, it don't even got to be that. It's just, at this point, you're my coworker.
You
Like,
somebody
we're
that's
not
cool.
friends.
Like, I learned that like in God when I was a kid, not to call everybody your friend.
Yeah.
And like everybody is built over time. The trust has to be built.
It's built
for it
over
to be
time.
real and for it to last. Because otherwise, you can be cool with a chick, hang around her for a year or two, and then something happened, y'all falling out. You know what I'm saying? And you never really even knew this chick, and now it ain't, because it wasn't built on nothing. We have, my friendships are survived the test of time. Yeah. Trials. I've seen you with your highs, your lows.
Yeah.
Celebrated big, life-changing moments with you.
They also seen you grow. Like, they seen you become the person, the woman that you are today. So a lot of my friends are just like, I've seen you go from this to that. They see you become that business person. They see you elevating your life. And people who come into like, oh yeah, that's my friend. How? What do you know about me? Besides my favorite color, what I like to eat, and the little basic stuff. When was my heartbreak? Where was my first love? Like, where was,
you sound like me now in that first couple episodes when I say she can't tell y'all nothing about me. And I really meant that, because I didn't, like, for me to open up and tell you like my life at this point in life, like, I don't do that, because I just know it's levels to things. We can talk about the show and we can talk about carnal things and surface level things, but I'm not gonna just let you in like that. I don't know you well enough, and what I've seen so far, it's not to be trusted. You flip-flop.
Like, you take everything that I'm saying, you're probably gonna take it, you're gonna flip it, you're gonna spin it around, add a little seasoning to it.
Baby, listen, had I told anybody anything by now, it'd have been all over the blogs. You hear me? And that's why I'm glad I don't move like that, and I'm not gullible, because it's like, had I just been, yeah, girl, this and that.
This what I'm going through, this what I'm doing. I mean, sometimes, you get a little, okay, I slipped and said it, but you could cover it up sometimes depending on what the topic is about. But when a person is trying to get into your business and not actually be a friend. Like, oh girl, you just want to know. Let me tell you a little something, because I know you're going to switch it up, and I know I'm the one who told it to you. I don't want to see where it's going to go. And just to play with people. Like,
the little stuff I said the little stuff I said at certain points was already twisted. And I was like, see, you took that and twisted, said okay. See, I'm glad I never, because the little stuff I did say,
Hmm.
you took that and twisted it. And it's just like, for me, um, friendships are definitely developed over time. Like, I ain't hopping in
Yeah.
the bed like that with nobody at this point in my life. Like, you really have to be, I mean, I will hook up and do business with you before I call you my friend. We can get some money together.
I
I get
love a
money with
business
strangers.
partner.
Yeah, I get money with strangers. I don't mind making $1 with you. You could be like, hey, Sonny, I got something for sale. Let's do the real estate. I'll be like, all right, cool.
Let's do this. Yeah. Let's what
Oh,
it
get some
do.
money. Let's get some money because there's plenty of that out here. But to be like, oh, in my heart and in my soul, because I know how hard I go for mine, I'm not falling in friendships with people that I don't know that well. And then especially when you showing me fugazi shit anyway from the jump. Why would I dare?
And then you still got to see that from that point of view too, because it's like even if you want to do business with somebody, if somebody's always bring, like you said, you got that one negative person, you got that one person out the group, you can already tell. Like I can see it on your face and your energy. I can feel when somebody's energy is off. Like I don't want to talk to you. I don't want to embrace that conversation. You're not even on the level for me to be that person to talk to you. I don't got nothing to say.
Yeah, and I mean, to each his own. I don't knock nobody. I'm probably one of the least judgmental people on this show, actually. I haven't really spoke on a lot of people that, I mean, I speak on whatever situation we may have or interaction, but I'm
You
just
don't care. It'd be like,
I don't care. Like,
I mean, like, I don't. Okay, what's next? Cause let's talk about. And I was watching it, and I was just like, we gonna talk about some money, some business, some. Oh, can we talk about stuff? And that's why I kind of just stared away from reality TV and all that stuff. Because it's like it's just arguing, it's bickering, it's marriage, it's love, it's just. What about the money, the unity, the respect, and
yeah,
the real loyalty that marriage is created under? Like it
yeah,
is
that part.
it's the loyalty. That's the L word that ain't, you know.
It ain't used enough. Let's
Yeah.
get a couple more people to come up here before we get to wrapping this thing up at 10 o'clock. Jersey,
Hello, how are you all?
hey, how are you?
Hey.
Good. Have a question for Shandrika, is it? I always
Yes,
make
ma'am.
sure. What areas do you teach in and what age groups? Like, do you have a pool that you go to? Like, what areas?
So I teach ages. I could do up to like 6 months. Sometimes some people start them at 6 months. 6 months,
Okay.
and then my oldest she was 67. She wanted to
Wow.
learn how to swim as just that was her goal. I do travel. Lately I've been traveling to Charlotte, North Carolina, Virginia, my hometown in Buffalo, and then I do a lot of different areas in Atlanta. It's a little bit harder to be outside contractor when it comes to swimming because they don't
Hmm.
want you to teach at different pools. But if you have a pool in your community, your neighborhood, I would definitely travel to come to the pool and teach and do lessons to everyone that's around. So
Is there a way for us to maybe donate a class to someone? Like, if
yeah,
we wanted to
so if you go
donate?
to the website, it's h2oswimdynamics.org.
Okay.
There's a donation page on the GoFundMe, and your donation can go to any child in the neighborhood or anyone that I have a selective pick from that wants to learn swimming lessons, and that will cover for their lessons.
Oh, wonderful. Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you for the
All right.
support. I
Awesome.
appreciate it.
Oh,
That's
no problem. Now, Sonny, I have some questions.
yes, ma'am.
I'm going to ask you as both producer and talent, right? So recently, someone was on an interview and said that they came on the show after the podcast was leaked and they came on to tell their side of the story. But the first scene we saw them in was acting as if they weren't going to the podcast because someone's fans were an issue. But it was taped after the podcast had already happened. So when we talk about fake storylines
Mhm.
and how the audience can see, I would say that was a fake storyline because it happened after. And I know some of the blogs had already picked that up. Like, that person had on Valentine's Day pajamas, right? or you're right. So they knew it was after the podcast happened. The other thing that I feel might be a fake story that was produced,
Mm-hmm.
or I won't say made up, but say what we want, right? Was the divorce papers from the last episode. Because we've since found out that nobody even filed until September. So, give me your thoughts on these things and how people are to think that the stories are legitimate, genuine, and people are giving of their authentic selves when you pick up on things that were inserted and may not be real.
Well, I'm about to put my producer hat on for a second.
Yes, please do.
Um, out of respect for the craft of what we do in
Mhm.
creating television, it's a TV show, right?
Right,
There has to be an element of a story. There has to be something, somewhat of an element of entertainment. Okay. Depending on the type of show, and in this type of show, this is the type of show where you guys are invested into a storyline. You guys are invested into certain characters and stuff like that,
right,
or certain cast members. So, out of respect to the craft of what we do as producers and creating television, it's a show. It's entertainment at the same time. So yes, there is going to be amount of genuine situations, and then there is going to be amount of, hey, we need you to speak on this, you
mhm,
know, and we need to get you to speak on this on camera. So a lot of that happens too, but um, we don't for as producers, we don't force people to say things.
right,
You have the choice, like Shandria said earlier, Chandrika, you have the choice to kind of say, okay, you know what, I ain't got to do all that, or you can play into the fold of whatever they is being presented. Um, I don't think that's true. Me personally, after hearing Carlos's interview, after hearing stuff that she says, I don't think it was a surprise to her. And if it is, it is what it is. But at some point, I don't think she was already. He said that she was already in talks to coming back to the show. So you didn't have to come. You spoke about this again. I have to remind people the story of Sunni and Moses, us, was leaked before we even became on the show. That
right,
was as soon as I posted my, I guess you can call it wedding photo. 2 hours later, it was bloggers, and I was like, "How in the world did bloggers get my picture or even know who we were?" Because I was a producer, but I wasn't. How would they even know who I was? So I felt like someone leaked our picture and said, "Hey, this is Sunni and Moses." Da, da, da. It had to be. And it was literally 2 hours after I posted my picture on the internet. People started inboxing me like, "Hey, did you know there's videos about you?" And I was like, "What?" I was like, "Damn, I thought it was gonna come later." It's too. And so it was very. And then she had already spoke about us before we went on their podcast on the Dear Wifey thing, and so I think it was an opportunity for her to come back with a strong storyline in terms of, I guess, for something for her to talk about and still dodge talking about her real life.
right. And I do believe that if she would have come back without you all, she probably would have come back as more of a friend of the show, more so than being on
Yeah,
it.
because what else would she have talked
What
about
else would she
besides
have to talk
man and
about,
Bill?
right?
And,
And for me, the only other thing is, as far as Dusty, to me, she's one of those needy and fake friends, right? So, an opportunist. So,
I mean,
really,
she's a cool girl. Like, she's cool on a surface level. Like,
yeah,
she's got an attitude, and she is hip and stuff like that. So it's not to say like she's just this, I don't. I mean, I could care really less, but I don't think she's just like this terrible person. She can be cool, but I wouldn't trust it as far as I could throw it, as they
yeah.
say.
But I think she's an opportunist, and if you
Sure.
had something where she can get money from, she would be your friend again. That's just her personality, I believe, right? Like if she felt like you were able to bring her up in some way,
Oh, no doubt about it.
she would be your friend. So I
No doubt
wouldn't,
about it.
yeah, I wouldn't take any stock into anything that happens, right? Know the person that you're dealing with and know what it is. They,
Facts.
um, you know, you know
I'm with
what you're dealing with. So, all right. Well, thanks
you.
everyone.
Thank
Thanks for
you.
answering my questions. Have a great
Yeah.
night.
We about to wrap this thing up, and we have literally 10 minutes. I'm gonna take a couple more. I'm gonna take one more person, and then we're gonna wrap this thing up. And so, someone asked Sunny, "Do you think the show can survive another season?" Of course, it could survive another season. I think with fresh storylines. If I'm still on the show,
Oh man, you are.
yeah, I mean, it could. Sure, you guys will still watch it. I think. I don't think it's terrible. But I think redirection would be good. You know, focusing on the business aspects, getting back to that would be good and helpful for the show. So, yeah, support women.
Yeah, I feel like if you just had a real group of friends on a show with real life drama and not over pushing a certain narrative and not a pick me and looking for a moment type of person, and everybody can just get along and we could talk about business, we could talk about love, we could talk about the ups and downs in the marriage and what happens and how to grow, how to be loved and successful, how to make it 30, 45 years, 65, however long you're going to be married. If we had more of that, I feel like we would get a different reaction, but also I don't think certain audiences like the real, true meaning of love and the true black
And
excellence. Because that's kind of how I feel about our show. I felt like, okay, it's Candy and the Gang. We have a show, but it wasn't no drama. And I feel like drama is it's like, okay, so what's about? What's it? And they wanted to create a drama with me. And I'm just like, naturally, I'm just a nice, giddy person. This is my personality. This is what I am. And they also were trying to put it in cahoots with Vanderpumps. But it's just like, we black. That's just not what we do. We're not gonna be running around streaking and going, being naked and just doing wild stuff. We're trying to talk about building businesses, being in a relationship, working with, people you had previous relationship with on the show. And you just need real stuff. I just don't think that the whole why you do this, why you do that, why that all the other stuff, unnecessary conversations. We already apologize. We already talked about it. What else you want to keep talking about? At that point, you need something else.
I agree. Mel and Sunny need to do a show together. You know what? I will say this. I have a lot of admiration and respect for Mel watching from this point of view. Because I've learned a lot being on the other side of the camera that I didn't know as a producer about them and just some of the, the reasoning behind certain things. I was kind of confused, but now it's becoming a lot more clear to me. But I have a lot of respect and admiration for Mel. I think she to endure that type of stuff on national television and being heavily criticized. And this is your family. You got people talking about your kids, your mama, your husband, your ex-husband, the side chick. Like that's a lot for anybody to go through without the cameras.
Yeah.
And so being in that group, with this group and being on camera and dealing with all that, like I feel like I don't feel sympathy for her. I don't feel sorry, but I do feel like, dang, I feel like, wow, you had to go through all that. That automatically makes me want to kind of go into some type of protection mode. So I'm not sure what the other ladies were feeling, even if, because I don't dislike, so when I was producing, I didn't dislike Martell. I didn't know all the details. I treated him like I treated everybody else because that was my job. But even if I had a mutual respect, because I know some of them are his friends and stuff like that, even if that was the case, I still would have felt a sense to want to protect that and just like hold him accountable. Like, bro, what, like how you, even if I was his friend, I would have had to sit him down and be like, man, what you did was dead ass wrong.
Right.
And I'm just not sure why that never happened. Like, I'm really confused why they didn't feel the need to protect or just stand up for her in that moment. That's the worst you could go through with your man. You know what I'm saying? Your family, your kids. Like, so even if you did rock with her, you had to have rocked with her to some extent. Y'all been knowing each other for years. Y'all broke bread. Y'all been in each other's homes. Y'all ate dinner together. Y'all traveled together, whatever the case may be.
Right.
I still would have been like, damn, like that would have just made me draw into that person and feel a need to protect her, or just be like, damn, I feel bad for you. Like, that's a lot for any woman to see another woman go through that and not be like, yo, I got your back. Like, that's just me. So had I been around on camera doing all of that stuff, I would have just definitely they probably would have been like, oh, she team. I just would have felt sorry for that. Like, damn, y'all don't feel the need to stand up for that, but y'all want to stand up for all this other crazy stuff.
Right.
I don't know. It's just that blows me right there, to be honest with you. Because even when I'm like off camera and I'm having conversations with Martell, we get into heated conversations. He gets loud, like, hold on. Because I'm sitting there saying, dude, what you did is just don't make no sense. There's no excuse.
Yeah.
It's unexcusable. I don't want to hear it. And I don't think nobody has held him to the bar like that. I think sometimes Marceau may do it. And I think everybody, if they want to, can change.
Yeah.
If it's really in you to change, who am I to say you can't change? Okay, because there's a lot of disciples in the Bible, not to get spiritual, that was messed up, but God was able to change them, right? So if you can wake up and breathe another day, there's hope for you to change. But it's got to start in your mind.
You gotta want the change.
You gotta want change. You gotta say, you know what? I was wrong. My actions were wrong. Let me fix me. And I don't think he has gotten there yet. I think he's sorry that he lost his wife. I think he didn't want to lose Mel, but I think he just wanted his cake and he wanted to eat it too. You know what I'm saying? And so that's what he wanted. He wanted his cake and he wanted to eat it too. So I think somewhere inside of him, I know he didn't expect her to leave him.
And that be the case every single time. Mentally, we there, okay, whatever. But when we finally at that breaking point and it's time for us to leave, they never expect us to really leave, because there's been other situations that, okay, damn, I should have left, but I didn't and I stayed. So then now we get to the point where it's just little stuff just happening. It's just like, all right, now I'm done now. At this point, you don't care.
He's definitely narcissistic, because I've heard him say many a times, like, I mean, you could do it, but she can't, type of thing. It's like, bro, that ain't how life goes. And that's why you are where you are with the situation. That's why you guys are divorced, because I wouldn't want my husband to give up on me after a year of maybe things not being how you want. Maybe I'm not cooking as much. Maybe I'm not sexing as much. Maybe I'm going through something. We just had 4 kids, 5, whatever. Like, that don't mean you should just go out and cheat on me and start a whole thing, a whole relationship, a whole family. So I will always just have sympathy because of that. That's a lot and that's heavy. I don't see how you can't. Yeah. And now I kind of understand. And people could get mad at me. They're gonna get mad at me for saying this. I do understand why this fan base formed the way it formed. Because if you were watching this from all this time and you felt like this girl, your favorite on the show, is not being protected in a way, you gonna ride for that person, because that's what women should naturally do for another woman if it's like, you know, a connection there. But I don't know. That's it gets real tricky. So did we already talk to support?
No, you didn't.
Oh, okay. Hey, girl, I'm over here.
Hey, how are y'all?
We got a few minutes left.
Yeah.
Okay, so I have 2 questions. One for Shandria. And sorry if I missed it before. Are you still engaged? You still getting married?
No.
Oh, damn.
I was engaged for 5 years.
You were engaged for 5?
And I just recently called it off. Mentally, it's just, you don't deserve me, so I left.
Yeah, and I don't know you, but he was playing. Like, it don't take, man, and maybe you guys, maybe it was a mutual thing.
Yeah.
Maybe you just needed time, because it's not anything you should necessarily just rush into, although I did. But I feel like it's okay with being engaged. There's no rush.
Right.
Especially if it's a mutual thing, or if it was a you thing, just making sure he was the one for you, because
he wasn't.
Clearly he wasn't.
He wasn't.
You know, you got that feeling in your gut, and it's like
Mm-hmm.
that instinct, and it's kind of like,
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, but I still love him. We still are cool, and we just
Yeah.
I don't have nothing with him. We build a business together. We got a house. We have multiple businesses and different streams of income. So that sometimes be the hardest part to end relationships. And that once you build that and money is involved and different
Right.
clientele. But other than that, that just didn't work. And I mean, if the future holds that later down the line, so be it. If not, then I wish him the best.
Amen.
Yeah.
And to you, Sunny, my other question is, so being a producer, is it customary for a person who's been convicted of DV to remain on a cast with their victim? Or for producers to act as if they are completely oblivious to the mental turmoil and the stress and the feelings of uncomfortableness that Mel is placed in when it comes to being on the cast with this particular individual. I know, of course, ultimately it's on Mel to agree to still be in this space to some degree, but at the same time, she's the victim, right? So as a network or as a producer, like, why isn't that deemed as a liability?
That's so
Not only
deep.
has he shown aggression towards her, but
Mhm.
it's also been exhibited towards other people on the cast as well. So, I mean, I guess I'm just trying to understand, just from the business side of things, as someone who's been on the other side of the camera, why do you think that's been permitted to continue to go on?
That's such a deep question, and this will probably get me in some type of trouble. But, um, like the facts are that he was convicted, and we cannot ignore that. I don't think that should be ignored because if the court of law determined and found this man guilty of that, there had to be a significant amount of evidence to do so. So just looking at from a factual standpoint, nigga, you was convicted at the end of the day. This ain't hearsay. This ain't
Correct.
no rumors. And I do think that it has not really been talked about as much as it should be after the fact. I think that, I mean, again, these are moments and things. See, because when I first filmed with Martell and he was showing Moses and I the house, I wasn't even 100% aware of the case because I don't think he was convicted at that time. Or even if he was, it was like right after. And so it wasn't news to me. Because had I had a moment to have a moment with him, I feel like that needs to be talked about. Even if it's on camera, it needs to be talked about because it's real. This is a real thing for so many other people, not just Mel and Martell. This is
It's
a
triggering.
real thing.
Yeah.
And I think since we're following the reality of the situation, that definitely needs to be highlighted and addressed more on camera. Um, damn, I don't know why it's been kind of skipped around. I don't want to. I'm not sure, but I think it definitely needs to be. It definitely needs to be addressed because it's a real thing. This man was convicted.
And I think too, it's problematic when they allow a narrative to be painted that it's Mel's fault because she decided as a victim to stand up for herself. Ultimately, when you go down to press charges on someone, it's up to that state, to the district attorney, to whatever it is in your state of whether or not they're going to pick up those charges, right? So not only was he charged, someone agreed that he violated a law, but in addition to that, he was convicted of that. And the cast has consistently doubted her. They have placed blame on her for standing up for herself as a victim. It's
Mhm.
just been a very complex situation. And like you said, on the outside looking in, I appreciate the fact that you've been one who has, looked at the big picture of things and try to understand things from her perspective as a woman who's been placed in that environment, because it does take a certain level of strength to show up in that predicament all the time, not just with him, but also with people who you know that don't necessarily support the decision that you made as a woman to stand up for yourself. So it's just very interesting as a viewer to sit back
And
and
see that.
watch
Yeah.
this. Yes, and see
I'm
that.
not sure. And hopefully, some things are answered maybe this season coming up. And I will speak deeper on this subject once the reunion is over, because I can't give away a lot. But I will speak again on this particular issue after the reunion. So thank you so much. That was a great question. And yeah, come around once we do this reunion finale. That's going to be very interesting.
All right, thank you. I wish you
Thank
both
you,
the best
love.
of luck.
We got one more person we're going to let up, and then we're going to call it a night, because y'all will have me on for 3 hours. I ain't doing that. Okay. I ain't doing that tonight. We got one more person.
Hey, Sunny, how you doing?
I'm doing good, love. How about yourself?
I'm all right. I just wanted to ask you from a producer standpoint, with the significant decline in the ratings over the years, do you think, one, that Carlos is going to be able to sustain another few seasons? And also, why do you think he has not pivoted from the drama to show you guys in the positive light for the real things that you guys are doing?
I answered this one at some point in one of my lives, because I said that at some point, now this is just this, I'm putting my producer hat back on, put my glasses on, so y'all know it's the different part of me talking. So as a producer, right, we are chasing, it's a business, okay? It's not personal.
Yeah.
We're chasing a status, we're chasing numbers, we're producing a show, okay? So we take the personal out of it in terms of how you guys, the viewers, are watching it. You guys are engaged, you relate to these people, you find something in common, you find something in your own life that you can relate these situations to, and we're showing up to do a job.
Right.
And so it's not like, oh, these producers are just evil. Well, no, this is our craft and we're making a show. So I think a lot of times that's what we are with things, right? And you have to separate it to an extent. Now, I'm not saying you should lose your integrity in the process, because there's certain things as a producer I wouldn't do. Like, cast have shared personal things with me. This cast have shared personal things with me I have not told, just because it was told in like just privacy, and I didn't exploit every situation when I could have, just to be like, oh, I got this juice right here, y'all need to get this. And I'm knowing this could very well be a can of worms. But I'm like, yeah, you told me that in confidence off the record, so I can respect that. And I think that's my producer's hat. That's me talking as a producer. Now, what was the original question? I done got off track.
I was gonna say, why do you think that do you feel like since the first season had so many good ratings, to the drama,
the drama and how it escalated. So there had to be, and this is just me not really knowing, I'm speaking from a producer's point of view. There had to be a peak at some point. Whenever that first can of worms and that drama hit and the ratings went zoop,
they ran with it.
Yeah, because that's like, because that's the moment we're looking for as producers. We're looking for like the peak of the moment. The show just grew. The fan base may have just grew. Even though people say they don't like toxic shit and they don't like drama, you do a little bit. You do. Because you want to see how it's going to unfold. And it's like, oh, he cheated. Okay, so next week, I'm going to see who did he cheat with? And then next week, and then the next week, and then the next week, it's a little more, it's a little more, it's a little more. And then now you've grown tired of it. But there was a point where you guys helped that thing grow too, fans. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
I'm keeping it real. At some point, y'all helped spike them views when the drama hit. Because then it was like, okay, we got to keep giving them more. And so we're trying to fulfill a need as creators of a show. And so I know a lot of times y'all hold production and Carlos and them. I'm not trying to defend. I'm just saying, like, I know y'all holding responsible for a lot of things, but it is still a business for them.
Mm-hmm. Right.
And that people signed up and they are also, it's a job for them as well. They are also getting paid. So it's like, share what you will, share what you won't. And so, unfortunately, sometimes it grows legs that you can't control. Just like the people that created Facebook, they like, we created it to be this one thing. Now the internet took a mind of its own. It's a fire. We only wanted it to be a small little bonfire, but it grew ablaze and set the whole house on fire. And now it's out of everybody's control in terms of what it has become. But it is a way you can dial back but I mean, that's just the short answer to kind of sum it up. I hope I answered your question.
You did, and I thank you, and I love your realness on the show, and I love it. You're doing such a great job. You're actually one of the reasons why I tuned back in, because I had given like from season 5 on to now. So just want to thank you. It's been a great job, and it's been very exciting.
I appreciate you. Thank you so much. And I hope y'all enjoyed the live.
Yes.
Shandrika, it was a pleasure having you.
Always.
We gotta link up when I'm in Atlanta, because I like Atlanta was like my second home. I've been going to Atlanta back and forth for many years.
Yeah, definitely. You come down, we're definitely gonna link up and talk some more.
Yeah. And congratulations on all your endeavors. I wish you nothing but success, and maybe we can do this again sometime.
Yes, and I definitely want to send you some shades.
Yes.
I'll get you, we'll touch base and we'll talk, whatever. I definitely want to send you something, get you a little care package, because I do appreciate you for having me on your live. It's a vibe.
And don't forget, y'all, get y'all t-shirts.
Yes.
I was wifey when I first synced her. I got to wear my t-shirts in my lives. So yeah, thank you guys and have a good night.
Bye.
Peace.
See you.